Hello, hello, hello. Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day it is. I'm like so excited that these are becoming our regular situation on Tuesday again. And even more excited because I feel like I actually like have things to talk about and get coached on instead of just feeling like, oh, well, I've been serving.
No, and I'm excited to hear about how the meeting that you had after our talk last time went and how you chose to apply what we spoke about.
So I created a proposal to send to him after we spoke. I was like, instead of just like hoping that he's gonna have anything prepared, I fully understand that he's an entrepreneur and this is only one of his many businesses. So let me take some initiative and write out what we talked about. I proposed the BNI membership, the monthly stipend, the commission-based pay, and he was really feeling that, but he was also very honest about his ability to pay me a base rate at this time. He was like, right now, I'm not able to do that, but in the future, I have no problem renegotiating and bringing that back up. He proposed, if I wrote it down, um, he said that he would agree to a 50% initial membership commission. So each new member that I get to sign up, I will get 50% of their initial rate. I'll get 10% of the gross bookings for events that take place in the space, and I'll get a 7% residual from monthly memberships as they continue to come in. So I was like, okay, like that is very good.
And
Especially
that gives you an incentive to not only book members, but build quality members and retain them.
exactly. And he did say that like his focus is to get members in and booking the space so that he could pay me. We had a meeting yesterday also to follow up because he also asked me what was my time commitment, which at first I kind of got so nervous because I'm so used to like W-2 positions where they tell you like this is how much you need to be here.
Hmm.
But I'm like, okay, realistically, like what makes me comfortable for the lifestyle that I'm building for myself and stepping into 30 and what I want that to look like. And I told him that I would commit to 10 to 15 hours a week in person, like actually inside of the space, and that I would retain like a Monday through Friday availability outside of that. So if you needed to contact me for any reason, like a regular, like kind of like 9 to 5 situation would be my availability for that. And I also agreed to meet with him every Monday to hold each other accountable, follow up on next steps, and meet with new potential members outside of my own, like, bringing them into the space.
Okay.
So, because yesterday we had a meeting to follow up on the time commitment, and I could definitely tell that he likes working with me because he really was just kind of venting about some of the other people who he's kind of fed up on. And I'm like, okay, like I can respect that, but I did get us back on track to talk about my involvement and like where I see it going for us and what I can agree to. And he said that he liked the 10 to 15 hours and he really appreciated my suggestion to meet weekly on Mondays. He was like, that's like really good. I need that. So I we had that meeting. I left and then I went to a Basil Hayden bartender picnic which was hosted by the same person who hosted the beefsteak dinner that I went to last weekend. And I brought her one of my gift bags from my perfume exchange. And I, because she got engaged, and I saw that once we followed each other on Instagram. So I was like, to celebrate your engagement. She was like, oh my God, like you're just the sweetest person. I'm grateful that that was a genuine gesture because I actually do love giving people things. And I just am also appreciating the value in building relationships with people in all different formats outside of close friendships and family and things like that. Just building that positive rapport with people, it feels good, and I know that it's going to pay off. I think about the tidbits that you and Oju were dropping in WhatsApp during First Step to Success, that relationships equal money and connections are valuable. So she was super happy to see me. And at that event, I met the sales director for Suntory Spirits, which is super useful because I'm currently helping the Cinema Loft outfit their bar with either Black owned brands or brands that align with the Cinema Loft's vision. So Tifa, the director from Suntory Spirits, I complimented her outfit, she complimented mine, and we kind of like vibed naturally throughout the event. And then when she was about to go, she was like, let's exchange information and like sit down for lunch at some point and talk about how we can help each other. And I was like, "Period. Amazing." So just appreciating how connections were being made effortlessly and like just for being myself. Another layer to that story is that I was supposed to go to work at Soho House yesterday, but on my way to the cinema lounge for my meeting, I was feeling so nauseous. My stomach was like, I thought it was the perfume that I had on because it was the first time I wore that particular scent. But I'm also like, this is not a coincidence. Like, I don't know what's going on with me. So I took a moment, I checked in with myself, and I was like, what's happening right now? And I called out of Soho and I honored the meeting that I had with Vince. And like 10 minutes into our meeting, I felt completely fine. Like right after calling out for Soho, I felt so much better. And I was like, right. So definitely a gut feeling situation going on there. And after I left the Basil Hayden picnic, I went back to the cinema loft and I got a taste of what this new lifestyle will be like. And what I mean by that is there was this we had two meetings, but people were coming into the space to talk about their involvement and to talk about how they could help and how we could help each other. And I was a part of those conversations. And Vince is like, make sure you get Anita's contact information. She's the best person in the world. You will be hearing from her. Like she's pretty much our contact person. It felt very, very good to have someone talk about me like that. I'm not even gonna like,
It's called edification. And to take it to the next level, because I know you want to continue to grow and nurture this, when he edifies you and he walks away, you edify him to the person that he's talking to, right? It's even more powerful when you do it after he's walked away. Because if he's still there, it could come across like you're just trying to fluff him up because he fluffed you up. But once he walks away to go deal with something else and you're talking to the other person one on one, then you edify him. Okay, he's an amazing visionary. He's a wonderful vision for what this space can be. We're really excited about your potential involvement in making that happen. And you're going to enjoy dealing with him maybe as much as you enjoyed dealing with me or whatever, however you're going to say that. But speak life about him when he's not there.
okay.
Yeah.
So the first conversation was with a DJ and creative consultant, and it was really dope to just see their minds ping pong off of each other. And I'm actually really looking forward to my involvement in this space because not only do I get to help curate events, but I get to help build relationships with these people. And I was like, I would love to hear more about what you have going on. We should meet up for lunch sometime. He was like, yes, overly excited about it. And I'm like, this is work now? Like, that is so much fun. And then we talked for a couple of hours, actually, just on and on. I see how, like, people with ADD, their mind just like jumps from place to place, and then it doesn't really go back unless they're talking to someone who brings them back. But that's how we ended up talking for a couple of hours. And then a woman named Cher came in, and she organizes a nonprofit that edifies children about financial literacy, and then also creates spaces for people to interact with professionals so that they can just be exposed to different things. So, like, if you wanted to have a mixer of any kind, you wanted to learn about this, she brings professionals into the space. So it's like if you wanted to have like open conversation talk, they she could bring like either therapists or professionals who have gone through therapy into that space so you can talk about it. If you wanted to host a financial mixer, she can bring professionals into that space to edify people who are interested in that. I was like, okay, this is super dope. And we curated like a series of quarterly events inside the cinema lofts that are fundraisers. So that was really fun to be a part of that conversation, talking about the different types of events we see happening and how they were going to go on, and just like being an instrumental part about that. When we first started the conversation, Vince was like, I need you to take notes on this for me. And at first I was about to be like, please? Like, sir, what the hell? But I was like, okay, like, don't make something out of nothing. He is recognizing that you are good at paying attention and he notices that you take notes. So I grabbed a pen and paper and I made sure that I was actively listening and taking notes and everything. And I had good ideas. I knew I had good ideas, but they also liked my ideas. So, like, it was the external validation of good ideas. And I was grateful that I chose to go back into the space to be there and be a part of the growth and those types of conversations, because I have always wanted to be the event curator or the person like sitting at the table who's making the decisions. And at the restaurants that I've worked at, like that just wasn't something that was afforded to me, or I wasn't allowed to do it. So it was just like, I'm doing it. Like
Yes, you are.
I had to stop myself from like getting giddy during the meeting, because sometimes I'll break character and I'll be like, wow, like this is something I've always wanted to do and I'm doing it right now.
That's what this space is for.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what this space is for. This space is for you to be able to say that in your journal, obviously, and talk about what you want to be about, girl. What do you mean? Like, here we go. That's amazing. And there's so much joy that comes from doing the thing that you want to do in an environment where you're appreciated, that we're gonna revel in. Right. We're gonna enjoy it, and we're gonna continue like, okay, so this is what we can make happen, and our next steps. Taking the next right step to move things forward. Because in a space of entrepreneurs and like big thinkers, big thinkers can think big things for a very long time and not get anything done. So as you're taking ownership of moving things forward, look at, right, so what can we build out? Right? What can we go ahead and lock in for a specific event? Or does that make sense? Because the dream event that never gets scheduled is fundamental art. And yet, like your perfume exchange, right? And I hope you took pictures so that you can look back and be like, okay, this is my first event, and at number next, event number next year, event number 5 years from now, you can look back and see how far I've come, because it's the journey.
I did take pictures and videos, and I took a selfie of everyone who came to help and support. And I just really appreciated them and the moment because I knew it wouldn't be the last time I did that.
Embrace abundance. Big dreams deserve bold actions.